Hello everyone, and we're back. It's been a little while since I did an update, so just to fill you in, I basically spent the last couple months just focusing on life, health and fitness. Now I'm feeling better and in a better mental space, so I've got some extra room to work on this prototype. This is Cyberscape. It's a prototype for a roguelike meets Metroidvania, or a sort of Roguevania mix-up. We're just sort of working on very, very basic stuff right now. If you've seen the previous videos, you'll be familiar with what we've got so far. It's just kind of a basic random level layout. I'm just using a fixed level at the moment so that I can experiment with weapons and stuff and working on combat. The past few weeks I've just been working on stuff, updating things, cleaning things up, refactoring my code, simplifying stuff, and yeah, it's been good. I feel like I'm improving as a coder just by simplifying stuff, using less formal layouts of how I write things. But yeah, onto the actual interesting stuff you can see. I've updated the character now, so we have brand new sprites. These are the Gunbot sprites you're probably familiar with if you're in game dev. It's a nice free little sprite set, but it comes with these cool attachments for like a ranged weapon, melee weapon, sort of an item, and it comes with some animations. It's just a nice little package, and it's much easier to have everything to implement at once. In updating the character, I had to change all of the pivot points, colliders to match. He's a little bit smaller than the previous character, and yeah, he fits in kind of nicely, I think, for the moment, but it's just to sort of have something there more than anything. It's not going to be final sprites. As you can see, we have a weapon, and I should probably just start the scene at this point. So I've implemented this system for weapon sockets. So essentially every actor comes with weapon sockets that they can equip weapons to. All of the weapons contain their own self-contained kind of settings, and that's going to contain the animation and the sprites, and then you can plug that into the socket, and the weapon manager will handle how to make it work. As you can see, we've got two sockets on the main character. Eventually we're going to have a ranged weapon here, and you'll be able to switch between these two. As you see, we've got the melee weapon implemented for the most part. It rotates around you at a nice fixed distance. You can't really see it because the sprite's a bit small, but when you move it above the character, it's going behind them in the sorting layer, and then when you move it down, it's going in front of him, so it gives a nice little bit of depth. Yeah, the updated input code means that you can aim with the right stick, and then if you take your thumb off the right stick and just move with the left stick, it automatically aims with you. I think that's kind of nice and practical. But if you're moving and then you aim with the right stick, it takes over the aim of the weapon, and character movement and flipping is not affected. Whew. So that's kind of all the stuff around weapons so far. We also have some basic combat now. So as you see, the enemy, when you get within his sense radius, he starts following you. That was implemented from before. But now if he touches you, you take some damage, you get some invulnerability frames as you go into recovery mode, and then you can do the same to him if you tap him. He can't move while he's in recovery, and then he starts following you again. We've got it so that if you do enough damage to the enemy, he's actually going to change his behavior, so he starts running away, and then if you do enough damage, I believe he will get deleted from the scene. Pow, there we go. So yeah, combat is slowly getting built. There is some more work to do, but it's getting there. I think the next thing to show off is sorting layers and level generation. So each of these rooms has been rebuilt, kind of. I had to change every room, every corridor, so that now we have different layers, and in order for those layers to render properly, I had to rewrite the tile mapping code that the level generator Edgar that I'm using uses to build the levels. So essentially the left and right walls are on top, and you can't go through them, because now the top layer you render on top of, so it actually feels like you're in front of a wall. And the bottom layer, we've moved the collision so that you can go under the lip a little bit. It gives it a bit more depth, and that's the case for all of these structures. I think that was everything for the time being. Obviously, there's a lot of change going on. There's a lot to do. I think the next steps are going to be implementing a sort of melee drill attack, so that when you tap the button, it plays the drill animation and you like shoot forwards, leaving you kind of open from behind. A little bit of a risk-reward move. I also want to implement the firearm, the range decompiler over here, which will have the projectile script implemented so that you can have different custom projectiles. I think, yeah, and also swapping between weapons is going to be a thing I have to implement. And I probably have more enemies just to experiment with during this like early prototyping phase. So obviously tons to go, but you do it step by step, one thing at a time, and every day you make a little progress. That's what it's all about. And yeah, I'm really happy with like seeing all the progress I've made, at least so far. And yeah, looking forward to everything else that's coming. So this is where I'll sign off, and I hope you have a great day.